On August 26th to 27th, 1883, the volcanic island of Krakatoa, located in the Sunda Strait between Java and Sumatra, Indonesia, unleashed one of the most violent eruptions in recorded history. This catastrophic event not only reshaped the landscape of the region, but also had profound global effects that would resonate for years to come. Before the eruption. Prior to the eruption, Krakatoa had experienced several smaller eruptions, but by the mid-1880s, the activity intensified. Local residents reported rumblings and explosive sounds, but the scale of what was to come remained largely underestimated. The island had been a site of volcanic activity for centuries, and its proximity to densely populated areas made it a potential threat that was not fully recognized. The eruption. The cataclysm began in the late afternoon of August 26, 1883. The first major explosion occurred, registering a series of violent blasts that reached an estimated 180 decibels, which could be heard over 3,000 miles away. Over the next 2 days, Krakatoa erupted multiple times, culminating in the catastrophic explosions that destroyed much of the island. The force of the eruption was estimated to be equivalent to 200 megatons of TNT, and it expelled ash and pumice into the stratosphere, reaching heights of approximately 50 kilometers 31 miles. The eruption generated massive tsunamis, some reaching heights of 40 meters 131 feet, which devastated coastal towns in Java and Sumatra. The magnitude of sound. The eruption of Krakatoa was estimated to reach a sound intensity of approximately 180 decibels, making it one of the loudest sounds ever recorded. To put this in perspective, the threshold of pain for human hearing is around 120 decibels, and a jet engine at takeoff typically measures about 130 decibels. The sounds from Krakatoa could be heard as far away as Australia, over 3,000 miles from the epicenter. The initial explosion produced a series of thunderous booms that echoed across the region, followed by a cacophony of blasts that continued for hours. These sounds were not just limited to the immediate vicinity, they traveled through the atmosphere, creating a phenomenon that fascinated both witnesses and scientists. Impact on nearby areas. In nearby coastal towns, residents reported the sound as a low rumble followed by a series of sharp, loud bangs. People described the noise as similar to heavy artillery fire or a continuous roar akin to the sound of a massive storm. In some places, the shock wave from the explosion broke windows and knocked people off their feet. In Java and Sumatra, the sound was accompanied by a dramatic change in the sky. Ash and debris were launched into the atmosphere, creating dark clouds that added to the eerie spectacle. Many witnesses noted that the combination of sound and sight was both terrifying and awe-inspiring. Global reverberations. The sounds of Krakatoa did not remain confined to the Indonesian archipelago. In the days following the eruption, reports surfaced from as far away as the United States and Europe, where people claimed to hear strange noises and booming sounds attributed to the eruption. The atmospheric pressure waves generated by the blast traveled around the Earth multiple times, creating sonic booms that could be felt and heard in distant lands. Scientists later analyzed these pressure waves, discovering that the eruption had produced what is known as infrasound sounds below the range of human hearing, which traveled long distances. This led to advancements in the understanding of how sound waves can propagate through the atmosphere, particularly in relation to volcanic eruptions. Destruction and casualties. The impact of the eruption was devastating. It is estimated that over 36,000 people lost their lives, primarily due to the tsunamis and the ensuing pyroclastic flows. Coastal villages were obliterated, and the landscape of the surrounding islands was forever altered. The force of the eruption caused a caldera of Krakatoa to collapse, creating a new, smaller island, later known as Anak Krakatau, child of Krakatoa. Global consequences. The effects of the eruption were felt far beyond the immediate vicinity. The volcanic ash dispersed around the globe, resulting in spectacular sunsets, and a phenomenon known as volcanic winter temperatures dropped worldwide, leading to climatic anomalies in subsequent years. The eruption contributed to significant agricultural failures and food shortages in various regions, including Europe and North America. Scientists of the time, including the famed naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace, documented the changes in weather patterns and atmospheric conditions, noting that the dust from Krakatoa led to vivid sunsets and altered climate for years. The phenomenon sparked interest in the study of volcanoes and their impact on the Earth's climate, the legacy, and continued research. The 1883 eruption of Krakatoa left a lasting legacy in both geological research and popular culture. It prompted advancements in the fields of volcanology and seismology, leading to a better understanding of volcanic activity and the necessity of monitoring such potentially catastrophic events. Krakatoa continues to be an active volcano, with periodic eruptions reminding us of the power of nature. The lessons learned from the Krakatoa eruption have informed disaster preparedness efforts in volcanically active regions around the world. In popular culture, the eruption has inspired numerous books, films, and artistic works, cementing its place in history as one of nature's most powerful spectacles. Conclusion. The 1883 eruption of Krakatoa serves as a stark reminder of the Earth's volatile nature. It not only reshaped a region but also influenced global weather patterns and scientific understanding of volcanic activity. As we continue to study the Earth's geology and its dynamic processes, the lessons from Krakatoa remain as relevant today as they were over a century ago.